Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NRG This Week. I'm co-host Leon Thomas here with NRG President and CEO Mike Weiner. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, Leon, I am super, super groovy. How are you today?
I'm good. All is good, Mike. Now, every week there seems to be a different level of grooviness, good, well, excited. This week it's super, super groovy. Why come?
We got so much going on right now, Leon. It'd have to be super, super groovy. We've got Gene Kuhn speaking this Friday in the speaker series. We've got the extravaganza coming up on September 6th. We now have a corporate sponsor, Bridget Hahn. We just signed up two more sponsors 2 hours ago. We're looking at having 400 people there, Leon, 200 members and 200 guests. So that is why I am super, super groovy. What do you think?
I like it. Now, that's good. That's good. Now, tell me about Friday. You mentioned something's going on this Friday. Tell us about that. What time? Give us all the info. Tell us what's happening on Friday.
Yep, we've got Jean Kuhn. She's going to be speaking from 12 to 1 in the speaker series. It'll be on my Zoom number 367-333-9689. And it is there, right there in the screen. And she's going to be speaking about how to really take your business to a whole nother level. So, really good as we're halfway through August, Leon. We're almost fourth quarter. So, business owners need to know what to do to move to the next level. So, you do not want to miss Jean. She is out of Illinois and she's amazing. She was on NRG this week, last week. We had a great time with her. So
Mhm.
don't miss Jean.
We did. And then tell us more about the extravaganza. Give us some deets on that.
Extravaganza, Leon. Thanks for asking. Friday, September 6th, 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Same Zoom number, 367-333-9689. No password. We've got a Bridget Hahn is going to be our keynote. By the way, she's going to be speaking right around 2 o'clock. We've got sponsors. We've got three breakout rooms, Leon, and a lot of new people are going to be coming to this. So, yeah, I don't know what the hand signal is for breakout rooms, but
That would be
it's going
three
to be phenomenal.
breakouts. Yes,
I
three
thought you were
break.
going to take a board and kind of break it with your hand like Karate Kid. It's not that kind of breakout room.
Not that kind. Folks, if you want to learn more about NRG Network Referral Group, you can go to NRG.Online. You can also send Mike an email. His email address is Mike at networkreferralgroup.com, or you can shoot him a text. His phone number is 443-756-9656. That's how you get in touch with Mike Weiner to learn more about Network Referral Group that we call NRG. If you're an NRG member and you're watching this show, we'd like you to be a guest on NRG this week. Again, you just contact Mike via email. That's Mike at networkreferralgroup.com. Or you could contact me. I'm Leon Thomas with the Leon Thomas Group. Check out our website and send me an email. The website is theleonthomasgroup.com. You can send me an email. That's leon at theleonthomasgroup.com. One of the things we're most proud of is we provide opportunities for students, high school students, college students, and recent grads to gain experience in broadcasting, virtual events, and other related areas. And we got to talk a little racquetball, Mike. We just had our senior day a couple of weeks ago, and next week, two of our kids are heading off to college, going to Temple University. They're going to University of Maryland, and the other one's going to the United States Air Force. Check out racquetballrevival.com. Mike, when are you coming to play racquetball? When is that happening?
Leon, I have not, excuse me, I have not played racquetball since the days of Towson State University when I went there and studied there from 1982 to 1986. '82 was the year MTV came out. So I have not played racquetball since video killed the radio star, the Bugles, back in
So
1982. Duran was lighting it up with Like the Wolf. It has been a few years since this
so
wolf has been on a racquetball court.
that sounds like you're around the same time. You may have been in the college store or college uh, union building playing what, Ms. Pac-Man and Centipede?
Oh my God, Miss Pac-Man. Yeah, back in the day when I wasn't listening to my 8-track player playing the Village People. Exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Wow. I love it. Bringing back cool memories. Hey, Mike, speaking of cool, we have a really cool guest with us today. Tell us about our guest.
Norman and I met. He's been an NRG member almost 2 years now, and I remember Leon when he came out there. And if there's an older version of Mike Weiner, it's Norman Wasserman. I'm from Maryland. He's from New York. Yeah, we got the Orioles Yankees thing going. He's such a cool guy, very classy. I got to meet him. We did an event for Lori Landon, a Journey tribute band, and they knocked it out of the park, Leon. But Norman's been doing this 35 years. Leon, you and I have known each other a minute, translated 25. Norman's been doing this 3.5 decades, and he's got a way about him that he's very unassuming, very friendly, just a great guy. We've become not just working together in NRG, but really good friends. And we became even better friends when he brought some bagels in from New York, because those bagels in New York, Leon, they blow out Maryland bagels. We're known for crabs. New York's known for bagels. But I'm super excited to have Norman on the NRG this week stage room. Well, I have no idea what room number we are. Room number 63 or something like that. But Norman, it's great to have you here, and we want to bring you out and share you with the world. So welcome, Norman.
Good afternoon, everybody, and happy to be here. By the way, Mike, you know what you're missing for the extravaganza? Uh, Earth,
Did
Wind,
I
and
what?
Fire, Earth, Wind, and Fire, or the Temptations, or something like that to close off the afternoon.
Oh man, that would be great. Can
That
we
would be
get
pretty
them
cool, right?
virtual?
Sorry,
Well, wait. Why would we go with Earth, Wind, and Fire? Or who else did you say, Norman?
Temptations.
How about Bruno Mars?
How about them? There you go.
Hey, Norman, check this out, Leon.
And that's it. There's no more trumpet here, Norman. No more. No more.
All right, I don't
Let's
even. I
let's
don't
go
know.
with your let's go
I
with
don't know
your
for
idea.
nothing. I don't know for nothing.
Let's go with your idea. Let's do that. So, Norman, it's good to have you here. Mike's been telling me all kind of groovy things about you, and I haven't heard of. I have. This is actually our first or second time being with each other. So,
Correct.
tell us what you do. No, no, no. First, I want to know this. Tell me how you met Mike. I got it. This guy. Somehow, I'm thinking this is a great story. Tell us how you met Mike.
Well, it is a pretty good story. Actually, it was another NRG member that introduced me to Mike, and the reason why she did, because I kind of like put her in a very nice little corner, and I said, you know what, you've been on my show. I can't tell you how many times. You've never once even made a referral to me for anything. Oh, she said, okay, did you just call NRG and you tell them that I said that you should call? And I did. And I was there on a Wednesday. I was in the Philly group, still am in the Philly group. And Mike was telling me all about it and give me his history and liked the people that I was with. And I joined right after the show. I paid my dues and I made back my dues in a day and a half because I have
Right.
some unique stuff that I do and people were interested in it. And I've been one of the, I guess, and Mike can verify that or say something different. I'm one of the bigger producers financially within NRG.
All right, great to hear. Now, let's go back a second here. You said Mike told us you're from New York,
That's
but
correct.
you but
Bronx, New
you
York.
came from the Bronx, New York. You came to the Philly group. Were you accepted in the Philly group? I mean, a New Yorker, a Yankee fan in the Philly group. How did that go over?
First of all, I wouldn't join the New York group because anyone that needed to know me already knew me. So I'm looking for
Well, there you
I'm looking
go.
for new people.
There you
So
go.
not only do I belong to the Philly group, but I travel the country with NRG over the internet, and I get to meet an awful lot of people, and that's been very successful for me in the promotion of my businesses.
Through the interwebs. Right on. I like it. I like it. Mike, we're not supposed to talk sports, but I gotta go there for a minute before we get into Norman's business here. Gotta
This will
go
be more
there.
than a minute.
I gotta do it. So, Norman, you're a New Yorker, so I'm gonna get Yankees and Giants. Those are your teams, right?
Those are my two, and the Knicks,
And the Knickerbockers.
my boys.
Oh my. Okay, so the Knicks, they had a decent year. All right.
You
So
think?
yeah, they had a decent year
And
last year,
considering the injuries that they had, they did
right?
pretty damn well.
Yep, yep. So we'll keep them on board. The Orioles, I think I saw something that said the last 3 years the Orioles have won every series against the Yankees or won the season series. Is that right? Because we're Mike and I are from the Baltimore area, so I got to throw that in. Is that
That's
right?
not your fault. That's where your parents were.
Oh, wow.
But, you know,
Wow, it's getting
let's be
rough
honest.
here.
Let's be honest.
That, that's getting rough here. Well, that's where I settled. That's where I settled. I kind of grew up as a man in the Pittsburgh area where our friend Dr. Jay Rasenko, our producer for the show, is right on. So, Mike, let's make
By the
a
way, let me interrupt you for a second. And where did Dr. J come from?
Dr. J. Our Dr. J came from Ambridge, PA. Our
Well,
Dr.
my
J.
Dr. J came from Brooklyn, New York.
There you go. There you go. And he played on the New Jersey Nets with Julius Irving. I'm sorry,
Also,
Jared Durham. Jared Durham. You never heard that name before.
I don't think anybody else did either.
Oh, Jared Durham, Jared the Jewel out of Duquesne University. Former head coach at Robert Morris College, 3 NCAA tournaments, and now the color commentator for the Duquesne Dukes basketball team.
You
Oh
should be a
yeah.
commentator.
Oh yeah. We got the
Well,
we got the
actually, you
names.
really are a commentator. You're controlling the show, so
Yeah,
that's really
yes.
good.
We got the names here. So Norman, your company is called Field Entertainment. What is it? What's
How
the
about
name of the
friend
company?
friend
Friend Entertainment. I'm sorry,
entertainment
Friend
USA?
Entertainment USA. Tell me what you do. What do you do?
For 35 years, I've been producing concerts for charities around the country. I do Motown, R&B, rock and roll, jazz, disco, Latin, country, western, easy listening, beach music, whatever it is that my clients want. I have access to literally over 1,000 tribute bands and cover bands. Now, a lot of them are across the country. As an example, Journey. There are about 30 Journey groups around the country. So economically, I figure out which one might be the best and location, demographics, and so on, and that might be my choice if the client would want it. But I have access to a lot of people.
Okay. Now, when you say these tribute bands, and Mike, you know some about this because I know you attended an event in Frederick, Maryland a
Yep.
couple of months ago. When you say tribute band and you help organizations, tell me what that means. What do you do? How does the organization make money? Kind of give me a little rundown of that. Give our audience a little taste of that.
You're asking Mike, you're asking me.
I'm asking you, and then I want to.
That's a
I
good
want.
idea.
Yeah,
All
yeah. I'm
right.
asking you.
So it's very simple. What we do is we help create awareness for charities. And how we do that is putting name recognition on the top of the bill. So the name Temptations, the name Earth, Wind, and Fire, Journey, Barbara Streisand. It doesn't matter who it happens to be. People in small towns don't get to see the originals. And if you go see the original, if you go to wherever it is in Maryland, all right, and you're going to pay then 150, 200, $250 for a ticket to see the original. And so many of these tribute bands are so right on. I mean, they look it, they sound it, they act it, and I use that to help charities.
Okay. So in Baltimore, instead of paying $200 to go to the CFG Arena, formerly known as the Royal Farms Arena, formerly known as the Baltimore Civic
Arena,
Center.
correct?
You would go to
You go to Frederick High
Regiment
School, and
Armory.
you sit in the first seat for $45, $50, and by the time you leave, you're going to go, "Oh my God, what a show!" And
Ah, I
that's what I
like
look
it.
for. And now
Okay.
that opens the door for the charities to do another concert because they were successful. They made the
Uh-huh.
money, they created the awareness, and that's what I've been doing for 35 years.
Right on. Right on. I heard about one that you did with Lori Landon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, we've done a
Yeah.
couple. As a matter of
Okay.
fact, I'm sure Lori's been on the show.
Yes, she has. She has.
We've created
Yeah.
a great relationship from the first
Great.
day that the two of us have been on NRG.
Hmm. And Mike, you went to that concert, right, in Frederick, Maryland?
Yes.
How was it? How
Yep.
was it?
You know what was amazing, Leon and Norman, that Journey band sounded just like them. They looked like them. And what I was blown away with, the lead singer sang some Steve Perry songs. Because if you guys remember, Perry went off on his own. And I was blown away. Norman and I, Leon, are both big, and I know you are too, big music buffs. And Norman and I have had the music talk, but Norman, you're right. It's the way they look, the sound. I mean, I remember being there and I'm like, these guys are, you wouldn't even know the difference. If you closed your eyes and you had Journey there and then you had a tribute band, right, Norman? And you closed your eyes, you wouldn't know who was
You
which.
can't sort of do.
It was that close.
I'm doing a Johnny Mathis show in September. You talk about
Yeah.
closing your eyes. If you close your eyes, you're going to swear it was Johnny
Mathis.
Mathis. If you open your eyes, you're going to swear that that's Johnny Mathis. I mean, it's so, and it's just phenomenal. I love the work that I do. I love helping the charities. I am extremely unique in what I do because I do the whole deal. In other words, what that means is I can help you secure a venue. I can help you take care of your insurance. I can negotiate the act that you want and get you the real price, not an agent's price. I can take care of everything under one roof. You can go get a talent. You can go to a talent agent and get talent. Well, then what are you going to do with that talent when they show up? I mean, you got to have a technical person. I'm also the technical person.
Uh-huh. You
So
got
I
it all
take
covered.
That's the idea. That's why
Yeah.
we've been doing what we've been doing for as long as we have.
And folks can get in touch with you. Tell us your website, please, Norman.
Okay. By the way, I got a really sharp looking website. I don't know if you folks, I mean, Mike, I'm sure you, so Leon, I don't know if you have, but it's friendentusa.com, or you can go friendentertainmentusa.com.
All right. And your direct email address. How do people get in touch with you via email?
It's Norman, Norman, at friend, singular, friend, ENTUSA.com.
All right, right on. We're going to show some of that website right now. I'll just show the home page of it.
Where do you see the homepage? For the folks that are tuning in, this is really cool.
It's pretty cool, folks. He says it's pretty cool, and we're going to pull it up. Dr. J, we're working on that in the background. We're going to show it right now, coming right up. Here we go. Oh, no, there it is. All right, look at that. All right. That is pretty cool, Norman. I like it. And you got some upcoming shows here brewing?
Yeah, I advertise the local shows. I got the ones that are across the country. It doesn't do any good because they don't come into the website from where they are. So the
Uh-huh.
local people, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and so on, we post shows.
Okay. So folks, you go to friendentusa.com. And Mike, you referenced that I'm a music guy. I have some vinyl here
Oh my
that I'm
Lord.
gonna
Wow.
I have to give to some of the kids in my racquetball program. I got a little
That's cool.
Ramsey Lewis trio right here. I
By
have
the way,
some
Leon, if I can interrupt for just 1
Wes
second,
Montgomery right here. Yeah, Norman, what do you got?
racquetball. I
Yeah.
own I own the right corner on the floor and the left corner. That's mine. You can't have that. That's where my shot goes. Just saying.
Okay, folks, you heard that. So, Norman, I want to invite you to come to Baltimore to play with the kids at Racquetball Revival.
Leon, I am
You'll
75
play
years
me.
old, and
You
I'm
play
not
me
running around the
first.
court anymore.
You play me first, and then if you beat me, you'll play against one of the 5 kids that are ranked in the top 25 in the state of Maryland men's divisions. Then you can play them, but you got to make it through me first.
How many
And you
points
say,
do I need to? How many points do I need to beat you?
and you need. Oh no, you just talked hard smack about you own the corners. We start.
I used to own the corners
It
when I
oh
could
no,
walk.
it goes to used to. 30 seconds ago, Leon, let me interrupt. Let me interrupt. I own the corners.
I
I
own the corners.
own the corner. Mike, did you
All
hear
right.
that? I own now I'm 75. I don't run it around anymore. Oh no, we're on. We're gonna have the NRG Racquetball Revival benefit
Actually, that's a good
racquetball
idea.
tournament. We're gonna have that, we're gonna have that tournament.
I got
Leon, if
that.
you
Um,
get Norman to come in, we got some bagels coming too, right, Norman?
I don't know. I don't know. Leon's not giving me respect. I
Oh, he
gotta get
loves
respect.
you. He
Leon,
only
what kind of
we'll
kids with
bagels do you
Bill
like?
Norman. I've known Leon
we'll
a while.
we'll have the what kind of bagels?
What kind of bagels?
Man, a plain
Marble.
bagel. That's all
Yeah.
I've ever had. I've never
Nobody
had
eats a
anything
plain
else.
bagel.
I've
Nobody
never
eats
had
plain bagel.
anything else. That's all I've ever had. I
Oh,
grew up in the hotel business where we had bagels on breakfast. And when we started that, it was the coolest thing ever. That's
yeah.
all I know. That's all I know.
Okay.
Hey, listen, here's what we're going to do, Norman. We're going to take a quick break, look at some commercials that some of the students at the Leon Thomas Group
That's
have
great.
produced. Then, when we come out of commercial, you and Mike will go ahead and chat a little bit. You're
Sounds like
watching
a plan.
NRG this week. Oh, we're having a great show. We're talking racquetball entertainment
We're talking
and
everything.
how everything, how you can help nonprofits. It's a great deal. We'll be right back after this short message.
Renting is everything. It's style at your doorstep, off the runway, and into your closet. It's every trend you've been dying to try, and every designer you've yet to discover. It's wearing it your way every time, and making it count everywhere you go. It's never worrying about what to wear, because something new is always coming your way. That's why renting is everything. New styles, top designers, all for a flat monthly fee. Start your subscription at renttherunway.com.
Slow roasted over hickory fire and pulled by hand. This is the way pit pork has always been done. Pulled pork lovers, rejoice. The smoky old days are back at the Smoke Shack. From the creative team that brought you the Browning Project and Dead by Morning comes a new thriller that will change the way you look at white-collar crime forever. Falling from the Sky.
Water. It's everywhere. We drink it, we bathe with it, we cook with it. Coffee's made with water. Toilets won't flush without it. It's used for washing clothes, dishes, utensils, pots, pans, floors, and our teeth. Plants and crops need water, animals drink it, and fish need it too. And don't forget, we can have a lot of fun in the water. Water. What would we do without it?
Welcome back to NRG this week. I'm Leon Thomas here with Mike Weiner and our guest Norman from Friend Entertainment. I'm going to step out. Mike, you and Norman, take it away.
Appreciate it, Leon. Thank you. So Norman, I am super excited to have you here. I've got a couple of questions for you. By the way, we'll put this up on the NRG YouTube channel so people can look at this in the future. You've been doing these concerts 35 years. You and I have talked a little bit about this. What motivated you? I know you've always loved music. What was your motivation really to start putting these concerts together, tribute bands, teaming it up with charities? I've heard your story many, many times, but for our viewing audience right now and in the future, what motivated you to put these concerts together?
Okay, let's go back to the beginning. And the beginning was 1987, where a friend and I and our wives had gone to an oldies doo-wop concert at a local high school, and we enjoyed ourselves immensely. And as we've done a lot of these shows, and we were in the diner, and his name was Michael, coincidentally. He said, "We know we should do a fundraiser for our Little League, our sports program for the kids." And I said, "That's great. And who's going to do this?" He goes, "You are." I said, "I got enough on my hand. I was in a different business. I was a headhunter. I was a corporate recruiter. I had a lot of things that I had to do for that particular business." But we did have a board meeting, and there were 15 people plus myself on the board. Everybody agreed to do this show. I was completely naive on what goes on in putting together a concert, but we tried to do the best we could. And we booked the show, and the show back in 1988, April of 1988, was our first concert. And the show cost about $15,000. And I didn't realize I was being ripped off, totally ripped off. And nobody on my board bought a ticket. They all agreed to it. They didn't sell a ticket. They didn't buy a ticket. They didn't come to the show. I was left at that particular time, 3 months before the show, with a balance of about $14,000 that had to be paid just to break even. So I picked up the telephone, and because I was a telephone guy, you were a telephone guy too, Mike. I called my clients, I called my applicants, I called everybody that I could, called bus companies, cut deals with bus companies to load up buses from the 5 boroughs here in New York and send people out to go see this show. And it worked. My bottom line is, even though they didn't show up and even though they didn't buy a ticket, we made $6,500 in 1988, which was pretty good money. Ticket prices were only $15. I had to use the first show, which was 700 and plus tickets, to basically pay for the show. And then the rest of the next show gave us the 6,500. Then they had the audacity to say, we should do this again. Well, we didn't do this. We didn't do it the first time. But I agreed to do it because I really enjoyed myself in doing it. We didn't have a database. There was no computer. And we didn't want to spend the money on advertising in a local newspaper. So I picked up the phone and I did what I had to do. And I did a second show. This time I had a little bit of a database from people that bought tickets. I was able to sell it a little easier. I got some time donated from a major radio station, oldie station, WCBS FM in New York, the #1 station at that time in the country for oldies and doo-wop. And then I resigned. And I started, it was called LC, as in Lenny Coco, who was my partner, and the Chimes. So it was called LC and Friend Entertainment. Amazing. And then from that, it blossomed into Friend Entertainment USA, and I've been doing it, ever since, helping charities raise money and enjoying music. Music is the universal language. Everybody loves music.
It is.
It's just a question of what kind of music you like.
Hey, Norman, share with our audience and if you want to mention the charity, you can. If you don't, that's fine. But what would you say has been one of your most successful concerts as far as monetarily? I want the audience to get an idea of what you actually do. And I know you shared with Leon and I, you do everything with the concert, securing the facility, the insurance, etc. But what would you say would be one of your most successful tribute band concerts that has affected a charity in a super positive way?
That's a simple question. Back in around mid 1990s. I was doing concerts at Queens College in Queens, New York. The number of seats, 2,100 seats. I did not know that I was being vetted by some fellas from Washington and Maryland. They were in the commercial real estate business, and I did a show. After coming 3 times, they cornered me because I kiss babies and say hello and thank people for coming to all the concerts. That's just what I do. And they asked me if I would consider coming down to Washington, D.C. To do a concert as a fundraiser. Here's the catch: for Georgetown University's Vince Lombardi Pancreatic Cancer Research Center. And we did that, and they made $500,000.
Wow.
Now that is not the norm. That is not the norm of what this was a major organization. I help small and medium-sized charities. That's my love. The big charities don't need me. They use me, but they don't need me. This particular show, the reason why they did it is that the 3 guys that saw me lost a friend to the cancer, and they wanted to do something for the family, and they all loved oldies doo-wop, and that's how it was. So we had a 5 or 6 piece show down there, 5 or 6 groups. Tickets were $500 a piece.
Wow.
And it was a very affluent crowd that was there. The general public were able to buy tickets too at $125 a ticket, and that was exorbitant for that wow. time in the music history. It was a lot of money for a ticket. So, but we did very well, and people made donations of $5,000 and $10,000, and that's how they got the $500,000.
That's amazing. That's a great story, Norman. 2 more questions for you, and then we'll wrap up. If you could take like 2-3 minutes, NRG, you and I've met. We've known each other 2 years. We had the great privilege of meeting each other. There's a lot of people out there that really don't understand networking. You and I are old school in that we'll pick up the phone and actually call someone. You've done very well with NRG. You've done concerts. You've developed a lot of business. What would you say for the viewing audience? They're thinking about coming to an NRG meeting. What would you say to them as far as coming and then the follow-up? Because you are a master at that, and you are one of my top, let's just say, revenue producers. But you got your big heart there too. You're there to help people out. What would you say to the folks that are looking at coming to NRG? They've never been there. What advice would you give them? And then, as far as follow-up, how important is that?
Well, first of all, you should come to a meeting at NRG just for coming. There's no charge to come. You even wind up getting a couple of leads that you graciously give to people before they join. See, the catch there that it's before, not and afterwards. You give them 23 leads and the leads are warm leads. You don't have to be afraid to pick up the phone as soon as you get on the phone and say, "Hey, this is Norman from NRG. I'd like to talk to you," and say, "Welcome you to NRG," and whatever. You got it. But you got to make the calls. You got to wind up doing that, and you got to come to the meetings. Now, NRG has become my business family. That's simple. And I know that you like when I go and do this, and sometimes I feel very embarrassed. You're laughing to go and do this. But I have had in a year and 3 quarters, about 122 now NRG members be on another show that I have as my guests, and they've all been successful with it, and they keep coming. But NRG generated that by just giving me an opportunity to make the phone calls and to see people at our NRG meetings. And people should, if you like networking, or if you never tried networking before, this is going to be a warm and fuzzy situation for you to go and give a shot to. It costs you nothing to get started, and nothing is a great price.
That's
I think
true.
You would agree with that.
Yeah, I would agree with it. And I mean, you always talk about the family, and one of the things I love about you is you're like, "Hey, if you can't reach Mike or you can't reach Lori, I'm here." And I mean, it's
Call me.
my goal is not to embarrass you. My goal is to empower and uplift you, because
No, I understand.
You're helping. You're such a beautiful extension of what the NRG family is, and I think it's great. Last question for you, Norman. You've been doing this 35 years. Take 2 minutes. What do people get when they call Norman Wasserman? Because you become one of my favorite people. I want to be you when I grow up. I don't think you're as quick on the racquetball court anymore.
No,
That would
no.
be interesting to watch you and Leon. But what what do people get when they call Norman Wasserman, and then we'll bring Leon back on?
You get someone who understands exactly where you're coming from, who's been there and done that. I've done my own show. I know all the trials and tribulations that you have to go through. All right. Is it easy? It will be easy when you deal with Friend Entertainment, because I've done it all. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're doing. And I'm not there to spend your money. I'm there to take the money that you're going to spend and double, triple, or quadruple that amount of money in revenues. But the key thing is awareness. If people don't know you, they don't deal with you. Just that simple.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. It's been Leon. We're going to bring you back in, Norman. It's been great having you here. I've wanted to have you on the show for a while, and I'm going to turn it back over to Leon. And Leon, this has definitely been entertaining, and I love Norman's background too. The fact that he did recruiting, that is not an easy industry, and I relate to it because I came out of the copier industry. But Leon, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Right on. Here with Norman Wasserman from Friend Entertainment USA. Check out his website. It's a pretty good looking website. You got to check it out.
Thank you.
FriendEntertainmentUSA.com. You can contact Norman. So let's just say, let me give you an example, folks. Let's say you or a friend of yours has a small nonprofit or a midsize, and you need a fundraising event. From what I'm hearing, Norman is the man. He can help you by having a tribute band concert. You want to contact him. His email address is norman at friendentusa.com. And Norman, you said some things about NRG. Show up for a meeting, get in the networking, follow up.
Absolutely.
All those are just great, just outstanding tips, things that people need to know, basics that folks should be doing. So it's really cool that the two of you meet now. I get to meet you now, and oh my, this is really cool. I'm really glad you were here, Norman. Thank you.
Oh, it's
Thank you.
my pleasure. I thank the two of you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Our
And
pleasure.
before we close out, we might as well end up in sports. Norman, what's your take? American League East, Orioles, Yankees, or someone else? Who you got?
Well, I have to say the Yankees, but it's going down to the wire.
Going down to the wire. Mike, what do you got?
It's an easy one. Orioles all the way. Baltimore Orioles.
It's
I
not
knew
that
you-
easy.
Leon, you got to break the tie. Break the tie.
Like, that's not fair. He lives in Maryland.
I really don't follow baseball. My wife's the true
Oh,
fan in the house. I really don't
don't back
follow
out on me,
baseball.
brother. No,
But I'm going to
no.
tell you this. Whichever team does not win the division will go to the playoffs, and that team, the team that does not win the division, will win the World Series. That's what
So the
I'm
Yankees
saying
are going to win
right
the
here
World
We
today.
have
Series?
your word on that, right?
August 14th, you heard me right now. That's what's going to happen. There you
All
have
right.
it, folks. Take it
Well,
from
I'm going to
me.
have to come back on the show, and we're going to have to discuss that.
We'll bring you back on in October, and we'll roll the video, and
There
we'll
you go.
see what happens. Norman, thanks for being with us. Thank you for watching NRG this week. Mike, thanks for having Norman on the show. It's a great
My
show,
pleasure.
Mike. I appreciate you
Thank
and
you,
our
Norman.
friendship. We're going to have a great rest of the week, and we'll see y'all next week right here
Thank
on
you, guys.
NRG this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.